Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya. I am filming a review of all of the serums I've tried from Biologique so far. I haven't tried every single serum, and I will point out the ones that I haven't as I'm going through them. I will also be putting on masks and mixing the masks with serums to show how I do that. I just want to say that what works for me may not work for you. My experience with these serums may differ from your experience, and the one thing that I take away from Biologique after trying all of the products is they all do what they say they are going to do, be it at a lesser extent or stronger. They do what they claim to do. If you are trying to decide which serum you want to try, make sure you get a consultation. My skin is sensitive. It's pretty normal for the most part. It leans on the side of dry, I would say. I mean, I don't have much sagging. I don't have many wrinkles, and I don't have acne anymore. I did deal with cystic acne, like around this area of my face. I would have like pustules underneath my skin. To get rid of those, I recommend getting facials frequently. That's what helped me until I was able to finally balance my skin. And then I started using Biologique, and I haven't had one of those pimples since. I will get into the video. The first thing I want to talk about is the micellare biosensible. This is the micellare lotion, and it's meant to like kind of cleanse your skin, remove makeup and things. It is their biosensible range, so it's for like sensitive skin, reactive skin, and it is very calming. So if you have rosacea, sensitive skin, dermatitis, anything like that, and you're having an outbreak, and you don't want to use P50, this is a good alternative. It's a good alternative to just take your makeup off first and then cleanse gently with a cleanser of your choice. Another option to use this is as an essence, so kind of just like pat it on your skin when it's like dry outside. I probably won't repurchase this unless I'm having like a super sensitive skin. But my skin, for the most part, after realizing what I need to stay away from, it's been balanced. It doesn't do anything to irritate my skin. This balances the pH of your skin. It calms the skin. I might be able to use this after I cleanse my skin, and my skin might not need any more moisture after that. That's how moisturizing this is for me. A lot of the serums that Biologique offers for hydration and sensitive skin are pretty expensive, but if you want to give this a shot to see if you like it, start with maybe the travel size. You might love this as a hydrating serum, and it's a better bang for your buck. This is also great if you are the type of person that doesn't like to wash your face very often because it disturbs the balance in your skin, and you just want a quick cleanse in the morning. This is a great option. My skin feels clean after I use this. Next, I'll be talking about the Lotion MC110 number 1. So this is not a serum in the traditional sense, just like how this wasn't. This is a lotion. So similar to the Lotion P50 1970, this is a lotion as well. And you can use this in conjunction with your Lotion P50. This is meant to exfoliate your skin, smooth your skin. If you have fine lines and wrinkles, if you dab this into your skin, it's supposed to like plump those out. It's also supposed to like firm and tighten your skin. And I feel like it did those things. I remember when I used it, I didn't know what I felt about it. I didn't know whether I was going to repurchase it or not, but again, my skin doesn't need firming. My skin doesn't really need tightening. I don't have many wrinkles, and I was also using Extraits tissulaires, and that will also plump my skin. A hydration serum just does plump my skin. And then exfoliation, I was using P50, so I didn't feel that this was necessary. I was not convinced that this was worth my money at the time. However, Many people love this serum. All Biologique serums, like, they do what they claim to do. Albeit very gentle with some serums and then harsher with others. This, I would say, is like on the harsher side, but not harsh. So with my sensitive skin, once in a while I would get a little sensitive on my cheeks here, but not very often. I actually really enjoyed the way this felt because it was very thin, very, very thin. And I'll talk about the hydration serums in a minute, but this didn't leave behind any sort of feeling on my skin. When I put it on, it feels like my skin just soaks it right up. It does plump. It's very thin. It just like sinks right in. And it didn't feel dry after using. You have oily skin, like some big pores, a few wrinkles, a little bit of acne. This is probably a great serum because it's gonna target all of those things, and then it's also gonna slightly hydrate and plump your skin with that very, very thin texture. And it's similar price to the rest of the quintessential serums. So if you're considering something like this, this is a good option. And I might purchase this in the future. Actually, I would also say that this serum might be really good for the summertime. And I will just tell you why right now. So my skin in the summertime, it's sunny outside. I have reactive skin. And if I'm not using the right products or too strong of a product, my skin will just flip out. Well, this is a little bit gentler than the Oligo Protein Marine for my skin. And I say that because this is kind of balancing to me. And this, the Oligo Protein is meant to like energize the face. It's a very active serum. When I use this in the summertime, if I'm not careful, I can sometimes get sensitive skin. And then the reaction I get turns into pimples. Just like pimples that I can't even pop, but they just have to like heal on their own. The MC110 is and it's also lightweight. This actually feels a little bit more hydrating. It leaves something on the skin more so than this one. So I mean, for summertime, I prefer something like this. So now onto Oligo Protein Marine, since I'm talking about it and holding it in my hand. This serum is very energizing. It says it's revitalizing. So those kinds of words, to me, make me think like, slow down, be careful when you use it, make sure you're using calming products when you're using it, make sure this is probably the only active thing I'm putting on my skin. But that's me. If you have, you know, strong skin, you want some brightening, you want some exfoliating, you don't mind a little bit of hydration, you want to glow, use this one. Just be careful if you have sensitive skin. I don't use this one every day, and when I do use it, I don't use it morning and night. I choose one or the other. And I use this to my skin's discretion. So if I'm looking at my skin and I feel like my skin is dull, it looks kind of just like not as like plump as I want it, I'll use this. So this is my second bottle of this. When I used up my first bottle, I didn't know how I felt about it. And when I look back at that video to the time that I was using this product, my skin looked really smooth, even, bright, not dull, and that's kind of what this is supposed to do. So that convinced me to buy it again. I would say that when I try using this during the summertime, my skin, it does freak out a little bit. I start getting a little bit of texture in this area. So this one I actually prefer during like the late fall or springtime, because I feel like that's when my skin needs like a little pick-me-up. So yeah, this will probably be waiting for that time to be used. But yeah, I don't know if I'll buy it again. Since I just talked about the Oligo and sensitive skin, I'll go ahead and talk about Placenta. This is a repairing serum. It's very calming. Oligo Protein Marines is a little bit more hydrating than Placenta. Placenta goes on the skin and it completely soaks in. If you have oily skin, acne prone skin, and you don't want moisture but balance the oil production, Placenta will not give you more moisture. I thought it would, but it really doesn't. This is supposed to repair your skin, calm it down, soothe your skin. And this is often recommended in combination with complex irritable, that's the acne serum, to like get rid of acne scars. It's supposed to like brighten that area. This is supposedly okay for under the eyes. I don't like this for under the eyes. I prefer the Oligo under the eyes. I forgot to mention Oligo is okay to use under the eyes. I don't like Placenta for under my eyes. I feel like my under eyes just like puff out too much, and I start to get like sagging underneath. When I stopped using this under my eyes, I stopped having that issue. Let's say my skin was sensitized by like a product and I got those bumps on my cheek and they left like a little like mark that won't go away, like a little old acne mark. I use this and the acne mark just kind of like peels off, similar to like vitamin C. Vitamin C does that for me too, but that I would like to find a serum, a vitamin C serum that my skin does not freak out with. Anyway, this also like is meant to calm your skin. So I often use it after I've used Oligo because I know that I'll probably have like irritation. So I'll go ahead and use this, but I don't think I will repurchase this. The reason being is I don't find that, like, I mean, I don't have many acne marks. I'm okay with like letting time heal them, instead of like buying an entire serum for just like one mark once in a while. But if you have many marks, you have acne, you have scars, you have dermatitis, anything like that, this might be a good serum for you. So that's kind of all I have to say about this one. This is a workhorse serum if you have the issues I just mentioned. But I probably won't repurchase this in the future because I just don't have enough need for it. But I purchased it because I wanted to see what it was about and how it would work for me. But I probably didn't need this one. I'll talk about Elastin Pure and Elastin Marine now. I threw out my bottle of Elastin Marine after I finished it. I didn't save it. But I'll just be talking about these two together. They're actually in the process of making this just one serum called Elastin. And there will no longer be Elastin Pure and Elastin Marine. So I'm kind of going to talk about these two in conjunction with each other. Elastin Pure had biological extracts, and then the Elastin Marine had marine extracts. These are meant to smooth your skin. Any wrinkles, like small wrinkles you may have, fine lines, this serum would be recommended for you. I find that it softens my skin. I didn't have much luck with the Elastin Marine. I felt like it didn't do enough. It was just like a layer of hydration, and it wasn't even as hydrating as Oligo protein for me. So I felt like that was just redundant in my routine. They're just gonna make one serum, so you'll just have one serum to choose from now. I used to love this, and when I first tried Elastin Pure, I tried it in conjunction with Extraits tissulaires, and it was kind of just like the first anti-aging serum I used. So if you're young and you want a basic anti-aging serum, you've not really used one in the past to target wrinkles and things like that, this is a good one to start with. The thing for me is I mean, I have a few small wrinkles. I mean, and I'll show you right now. Like, it's not gonna do miracles, but I'll just show, because this morning before I filmed the video, I swiped this on my face because I intended to do some masks during this video. So my skin has just that on it. And you can kind of see I'm a little dry here, so I'm gonna, and my dryness causes like fine lines. So I would say it's equally as hydrating as the Oligo, but Oligo is exfoliating. This is very gentle and calming, but so the small wrinkles of dryness that I had kind of went away because it's moisturized now, but you can still see that like wrinkle that's, I mean, and this here, but overall, like, this is a pretty good, like, just smoothing serum. I probably won't buy this again because I feel like Extraits tissulaire does this for me, and I don't need to spend the extra money to incorporate this in my routine. Extraits tissulaire is a little more hydrating, I think. So if you have oily skin, combination skin, and you don't want a hydrating serum, you would rather just like have the anti-aging and less hydration, this is a good option too. You have acne prone skin. I mean, Extraits tissulaire is good for acne prone skin too, but I mean, if you're producing a lot of oil, this is a good option. It's not going to irritate acne. Well, I don't think it will. It's just a very soothing serum. Kind of like how Placenta is supposed to be soothing. I feel like this is very soothing, like, but it's not going to brighten your skin. It's not going to exfoliate any of those marks away. This is very like a gentle serum. This also can be used around the eye area. Similar to what that did here, it's gonna do the same like anywhere else. It's meant to just like kind of plump and hydrate. That's all I have to say about this. I kind of now use this as a hydration serum. I've been using it a lot more during the winter or during the summertime because my skin just needs gentle products that don't do much except nourish it. So I've been using this a lot more. If I didn't have this, I would purchase Extraits tissulaire, but I'm gonna wait to buy that because then I won't use this. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on this one. This video kind of seems like, oh, I don't really like this, I don't really like that. The thing about it is, like, when I first started using the products from this brand, I wanted all of them. Now, after having tried pretty much almost all of these serums, I realize I don't need all of them. I maybe can use one or two, and that's enough for my skin, because my skin is not going to benefit from having a million things put on my face every day. So that's kind of why slowly I introduced new serums, just to see when I would need a certain product, and like how it would help and what I can expect from it. So that's my spiel on that. So that's done. Let's talk about the hydration serums. I've tried all three. I just don't have the Colostrum bottle with me. I threw that out when I was done using it. So I'll just be talking about all of these together. So I have Extraits tissulaire here, Amniotique E. This is the smaller size. This is the bigger size that they sell. And then Colostrum is gone. Extraits tissulaire is supposed to be the least hydrating. Amniotique E is supposed to be the step up, and then Colostrum is supposed to be the highest hydration. Colostrum, I'll just talk about that first from memory. It was a very heavy hydration serum. If you have dry skin, peely skin, you will probably love that. I felt like it left a lot of layer after I had put it on, whereas a lot of these serums kind of soak in, and that's what I like, because even if you have dry skin, if you overload your skin with too much hydration, that causes me to get blackheads, clogged pores. I like that this brand completely just soaks into your skin. You get what you need, and that's it. And you have no adverse reactions to like using hydration serums. Anyway, so but I think I was using that during the like late summer, fall time, and it did work well. I'm not gonna buy that one again unless I have like super peely skin, which I do get sometimes in the winter. I also found that Colostrum was really great to mix in with masks or other exfoliating serums. I was using Splenodermine, and I would kind of dilute the Splenodermine with Colostrum. I also find it really easy to mix in with creams, so that was very versatile for me. Okay, so now I'll talk about Amniotique E. This is the middle serum. This is meant for hydration, obviously, but it also says it's like beneficial for stressed skin, devitalized skin, or sensitive skin. I kind of don't agree. When the first time I used this serum, I had a slight reaction, and I will also say up front that it's less hydrating than Extraits tissulaire. Extraits tissulaire leaves behind a little bit more moisture and like feels like it plumps my skin up just a little bit more. But Amniotique E has an additional ingredient called papain, and I think that helps to kind of like energize and slightly exfoliate. It probably doesn't exfoliate that much, but this is also meant as a like anti-aging and hydrating serum. So if you don't have acne, or maybe this might be good for acne, but like this is, I can see this working for a lot of people, but for my skin type, which is sensitive and slightly dry, this just wasn't my favorite, but I could see this working for almost everyone else, especially because it has the added benefit of kind of like, it's still hydrating. I feel like you don't need anything after this, but I like the comforting feeling that Extraits tissulaire like leaves behind. But yeah, so this was an interesting serum to try. I probably won't buy it again, and it really stinks. Placenta also really stinks. So I wouldn't say that it's very soothing for me, but it might be for other people who don't deal with like reactive skin. Yeah, that's all I have to really say about this. So now I'll talk about my favorite serum of all. And it's probably the most basic. It's the Extraits tissulaire serum. It's a hydrating serum. It's supposed to be really great for people with acne, combination skin, unbalanced skin, sensitive skin, stressed skin. It's like really good for everyone, I feel like. This is, I love this serum. I also find that this is more calming than Placenta for me. It's, I feel like it's just as smoothing as Elastin Pure for me. I feel like it plumps my skin out just fine. And when I have this in my like rotation, my skin doesn't break out really. My skin doesn't really get sensitive. It just like is a magical serum for me. But that's my take on it. You might have a similar experience with Placenta or with Amniotique E, because those I can kind of see being similar in this kind of category for different people. It's just a matter of like, what is your skin type? What's your skin going through right now? What does your skin deal with on a daily basis? Mine just deals with kind of like reactivity to harsh products. So this for me is, it's a really great serum, and I will probably not repurchase the Placenta or Elastin and just keep this hydration. Now I'll talk about Dermopore. It's the one meant for pores. So Dermopore is a really great serum. I first bought it, I think, during the winter time, because I constantly battle blackheads, and I will just squeeze them out. But I wanted to see if this actually helped blackheads. When I used it during the winter, on my nose, I would just get flakes all around my nose, and I was like, I hate this serum. I waited a few months and kind of used it when it was starting to get humid outside. I love this serum when it's humid. During the summertime, I love this serum. This does not make my skin react. It's supposed to kind of, I think it's supposed to exfoliate as well. Whenever I have a clogged pore or a pimple, I put this on it, it's gone. I don't use this all over my face. I spot treat with this serum. My fiance also really loves this serum, so we're kind of like fighting over the last bit here. This has alcohol, denatured alcohol as a third ingredient. I'm not too concerned with that. That's kind of like a iffy topic. If you are absolutely no alcohol in your products, then there are a lot of products in this line that do have alcohol, but I feel like it's used to kind of stabilize certain ingredients that otherwise they might not be able to like make stable. I don't know. I'm not a biochemist, but that's what I assume. Amniotique E also has alcohol. 1, 2, 3 as its 5th ingredient. So yeah, I kind of think that might be the reason why it didn't work out for me during the winter time, but during the summertime it's super humid and my skin can tolerate it. So I really love this serum. It's helped with texture spots, clogged pores, blackheads, all that. Chris, my fiance, he has huge pores around this area, huge, and I think I'm gonna make him do a skincare video. He loves this serum for that area. I know it's kind of gross, but have you ever seen like blackheads with like a little bit of I don't want to call it hair because I don't know if it's actual hair that's coming out of them, but you kind of can see like little I don't know, stuff coming out of the blackheads. Well, he doesn't get that often, but when he's like playing basketball, sweaty, hasn't really like given his face a good cleanse, this helps immensely if you're dealing with that issue. Because I know some people are just like more prone to those kinds of blackheads than other people. This is a great, fantastic serum. It's purifying, it's good for acne prone skin, it's good for thick skin that needs exfoliation. It's just a pretty good serum at what it does. But they kind of all are. Now I'm going to talk about VG Tensil, Splenodermine, and Serum matriciel visage. I sold the Serum matriciel visage. I don't think I'm saying that right. And then Splenodermine I finished, but I threw away the bottle. I'll talk about the Serum matriciel visage first. That one comes in a pump. It's in a blue bottle. It's meant for firming and like restoring your volume to your face and your facial structures. It's supposed to kind of like lift, plump, tighten. I love the textures of the quintessential serums because they're so thin. This serum felt very slippery, and I said to myself, it feels like a glycerin based serum, and I don't like glycerin or aloe based serums. That texture to me just, I don't like it. I prefer like a milky texture or a water texture, but I do not like those slimy textures. I don't know why. So although my skin like probably doesn't need all the lifting and tightening and whatever toning, I would have kept it if the texture was similar to the quintessential, but I just couldn't deal with that slippery mess. So I looked at the ingredients, and I think glycerin was the second ingredient after water, something like that, second or third. So I decided to sell it because I also didn't really see too much of a difference on my skin. It was very hydrating and plumping, I will give it that, but it really didn't do anything to like tighten my skin. And I'm talking about tightening as if like tightening my pores, because if it's meant to tighten my skin, I'm expecting it to tighten my pores too, because my pores are part of my skin. If this part is tightened, why shouldn't my pores be tightened? So, and that's kind of like how I gauge whether or not like a toning or tightening serum works for my skin, because I don't think anything is gonna lift much here. I know their tightening, toning, firming serums are like all kind of meant to help this area, and I don't have that yet. I also remember that it dried fast. I have notes here. It dried fast after putting it on, so that slippery glycerin-like feel instantly sinks in, so you won't feel that all day. It does dry fast, but the actual application is kind of like that glycerin feel, if you can kind of imagine. This is also okay to use around your eyes, and I also remember that it did not aggravate my sensitive skin. So the other two serums I will be talking about, Splenodermine and VG Tinsel, I had to be careful because I would get a reaction. This one did not give me any type of reaction. So if you can get over that texture of the serum, this is probably a great one. I also wrote that I don't feel like it's doing much firming, and my pores don't look different, and the hydration was fine, but I preferred the X-ray tissue layer. So those were my thoughts about this serum. But I do want to say that if you can get over that texture, that might be a really good serum if you are younger. Let's say you wanted Elastin Marine to do more for tightening, and it kind of plumped out your wrinkles, but you want more. I would recommend that one if you have sensitive skin and actual firming needs, because despite the glycerin, I think that that's like a good, solid, gentle formula. So now onto VG Tinsel and Splenodermine. I will talk about Splenodermine first because I like it better. Splenodermine, I don't have the bottle for it, I threw it out, but it's supposed to tone and plump the skin. It's the most potent of that category. It's also supposed to help accelerate epidermal cell renewal, whatever that means, and it's recommended for dull, devitalized skin, and firms and tones. So, and it does leave kind of like a hydration layer behind. I love that serum, and I think once I'm done with my Oligo Protein Marine, I will buy the Splenodermine exclusively. The moment I used the Splenodermine, I had gotten the package late that night, and I was just so excited. Me and Chris were gonna leave to go run some errands, and I was like, I need to try this on. I didn't have anything else on my skin. I think I washed it really quickly. I put Lotion P50 and then I put that on my skin. My face looked brand new. I was so shocked that in the car I took pictures of my skin because I was just so like amazed at what a difference it had made. And it was just so great. My pores were tight, my skin looked tight, my skin looked even, it looked smooth, it looked plump, it looked firm. It's amazing. I love that serum, but I have to be careful because it does make my skin react. So I would kind of like help negate that with like using X-ray tissue layer, or I think at the time I had Colostrum, so I was just making sure to either dilute it with Colostrum or put Colostrum right after or even before. Yeah, so I love that serum. It's probably the most potent, and if you're dealing with sagging, and they also recommend it for your neck area, your chest area, any like sagging in those areas. So if you have, you know, a lot more sagging issues, that is a really great serum. You have more mature skin, you're losing volume, that mixed with maybe Colostrum, and it's amazing. It's more potent or more active, I would say, than the Serum Matriciel Visage. I think the Serum Matriciel Visage is probably the lowest of the three, and then VG Tinsel being in the middle. But yeah, I love that serum. And it's probably not made for my skin type, but I will continue repurchasing it because of just how smooth my skin looked. And I think, does it exfoliate? It says it helps accelerate epidermal cell renewal. So to me, that sounds just like my skin cells turning over. That sounds like retinol to me. So I love retinol, or not retinol, but tretinoin. I use Tazarac, but yeah, so I love those things. And if you also love those things, you want to try something from Biologique, and you're not impressed with the hydration serums, you don't want anything gentle, you are not falling for the Elastin pure serum, I think that is a good option. It's going to be really potent and it might make your skin freak out, but hey, it's all about experimentation, right? All right, so I will talk about VG Tensil now. This is sort of like below Splenodermine. It also makes my skin react. I did not like this serum whatsoever. It did not have the same effect to my pores, to my overall skin texture. I think it probably does still firm, but it doesn't do it in the way that Splenodermine kind of just like just evened my skin tone. This doesn't do that. I also want to mention that this has hazelnut protein. So if you are allergic to nuts, it's worth a shot looking into the ingredients, because I don't know if that will make people react. I know my stepdad is highly allergic to many nuts, and I don't think he would be able to use this. And then it also has walnut shell extract. I think MC 110 also had walnut. Yeah, it has walnut seed extract. So I don't know. I mean, I think they say if you have allergies to like fish, don't use, or shellfish, don't use the Oligo protein marine. So just be aware when you're buying these serums, if you have allergies, to look into the ingredients. But yeah, so this, I don't remember it being very hydrating. I didn't like it. You might have better experience with it if you do experience a little bit of sagging, you do have a little bit of volume loss, you're noticing that first kind of volume loss, or yeah, you might want some lifting, or maybe you don't want a super active serum like Splenodermine to use on your chest or your neck. This might be a good option. That's kind of all I have to say about this one. I wouldn't recommend using the Splenodermine or VG Tensil around the eyes. They are a little bit more active. You might experience some irritation around there. I believe the serum matriciel visage is okay to use around the eye area. I think that's it. Not much else to say about VG Tensil. So the last serum I have to talk about is Collagen Natif. Oh, I forgot to put a mask on. Shoot, I'll just do that now quickly. So I'll do it while I'm talking. I don't think I can do two things at once, but let's try. So Collagen Natif is one of two serums, and the other one is called Collagen Marine. I don't know if they are going to redo the collagen serums like they're redoing the Elastin serums, but I'll just talk about them anyway. I've never tried the Collagen Marine serum. So I have just squeezed out a little bit of the mask VIP02. I don't really like this mask. I'm just trying to use it up. And I'm going to drop a couple drops of the Oligo Protein Marine serum in it. And I'm going to be putting that around my eyes. So, I don't know, maybe 5. Probably didn't need that many. Gonna mix it. It's going to turn really watery. Ooh. So that's kind of what it looks like. And I'm putting it around my eyes. I think I put that too close to my eye. And then I think I have a pimple somewhere, or an old one. There are two. That one's healed. One right here. I'm just gonna put this a little bit. My skin, instead of liking to be dried out, it prefers to be moisturized and exfoliated whenever I have like acne. I've tried the complex irritable serum in the past, and it doesn't really do anything for my acne. And I'm just gonna put the rest of this down here because I had a clogged pore that turned into a little pimple or something. Okay. Now I will take Mask Vivant and I'll just drop 1 drop of Dermopore on my nose before I do this. Should I mix it? No, I'll just do it pulling. Okay, I didn't feel if it dropped more, but a small little drop. And just keep it around this area and up there. And then I will go in with Vivant on my nose, straight. Just a little bit. And for the rest of my face, I'm gonna mix a little bit of Vivant. Ooh, that might be a little too much. With Elastin Pure. I would use Placenta, but I don't have much of Placenta left, and I just kind of want to save that. So I don't know how many drops that was. I wasn't counting, but I'm mixing it to whatever looks good to me. And Vivant actually thins out really like watery when you mix it with things. So before it was like a super sticky glob, and now it's more of like a liquid. And that I'm just putting everywhere else because sometimes it can be, and I'm bringing it all the way right there because I have a pimple there too in my ear. I get a lot of pimples by my ears. But I'm mixing it with Elastin Pure to kind of add a little bit of hydration. And I'm just gonna go over that spot too. Oh, okay. I was talking about Collagen natif before I started putting this on. So Collagen natif is supposed to tone the skin and tighten pores, and also firm. It's got a pretty thick texture. I will link the video where I use this below. I think it's the only serum that has a texture like this. I don't know what Collagen Marin feels like, but I have a feeling that one is a little more watery like the rest of them. So I was really interested to use the serum. When I put it on my skin, if you've ever felt the texture of Fluid VIPO2, the finishing serum, that has a very thick texture that goes on kind of tacky. This feels very similar to that. and it feels like kind of globby, and when you put it in your wherever you have pores or wherever you want to put it, it feels as if it won't like dry down, and it'll always kind of feel a little bit moisturizing and plumping. But it, like after a minute, it like completely soaks in and your skin just feels tight. Not dry tight, but just like firmed tight. And it does help to kind of like make your pores look smaller, but I feel like Dermopore does a better job at targeting your pores directly, and preventing, or kind of like how I get clogged pores and it goes away when I use the Dermopore. It like heals my clogged pores or cleans out my blackheads. I don't know how, probably by exfoliating, I don't know. But this does a better job at long-term pores, clogged pores, dilated pores, whatever. Dermopore is better for that. However, if you don't have blackheads, you want a little bit of plumping and a slight hydration, because this is not very hydrating. You think it might be, but it completely soaks in. So slight hydration, maybe you have combination skin, normal skin, and you want like slight firming, because this is not as firming as Splenodermine or VG tensil. It's a little more gentle than that. This might be a really like good option for all those kinds of issues. So yeah, I can see this being like a really good hero serum for a lot of people. You have maybe like you can combine this with Elastin, and this together, Elastin and Collagen natif might be a good like one and done like anti-aging combo for like someone who doesn't want extreme firming and like extreme exfoliation, kind of like stay on the gentle side of the anti-aging spectrum. This is a really good option. I will probably purchase this in the future when I'm needing all of those things, but right now I'm gonna, I don't know, because this is a really interesting texture. I might repurchase this in the future, but once I'm done with this, I might not just yet, because I don't need that extra firming and things. I'll probably just use the Splenodermine for that kind of exfoliation, cell renewal, and then maybe just mix like 1 drop in about like 5 drops of X-ray tissulaire, and that might be my anti-aging combo for my skin. But everyone's skin is different, so hopefully you're taking these descriptions of these serums and making a decision for yourself based on what you need, and based on what your consultation says. But just don't just get what I'm getting. That's not what I'm here to tell you to do. I just want to provide my experience and the explanations of these different products to help you differentiate what does what. Because when I first looked at the brand, I was completely overwhelmed with the selection. And if you ask for a consultation at one website, they might give you a different like regimen than another website. So it's all up to you. Choose a website, ask for a consultation, use the descriptions that I just gave you and like how I kind of like differentiated them for you. And like I also didn't know how active a product was or how gentle a product was or how that would like what that would mean for my skin. So hopefully this helps you. I hope I explained it fine. I haven't done a skincare video in a really long time because when I film them they're about like 70 minutes long. Actually, yeah, this is now going on like 80 minutes, which I have to cut down. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope you liked how I like mixed the serums and the masks and demonstrated that for you. I also want to say that if you find that you have a serum that is maybe a little too active for you, try mixing it into your cream, your mask, into a gentler serum, or yeah, something like that, because I have never let a serum go to waste. So my camera died on me and I'm just trying to film the ending of this video. So I hope you enjoyed. I don't know where I left off talking, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am just hoping that this helped and didn't confuse many people, because I know some of my previous videos I've had feedback saying that my explanation of them was kind of confusing because I couldn't make up my mind. My point is, I think my takeaway is the products do what they claim to do. This trial for me was kind of to see how my skin would react to the products, what the products would do for my skin, how effective they would be, how potent or gentle they would be. And I am happy with my experience, and I will continue to repurchase from Biologique. I hope you like this video. If you have a recommendation of any other kind of video for me to film, please let me know. I'd be happy to do it. Bye.